Marvel and DC. We wanted to really get into this.
Yes.
This episode.
Oh yes.
Straight up, going at it. Who's better? What movies we like? We can really dive into it. Take our time.
And some people are gonna have their opinions too.
And people are gonna have their opinions, and we're gonna have our opinions, and I'm sure my opinion will be different from yours.
We're gonna get demolished.
So straight up. Mm-hmm. In your opinion, what's better? What's better, and what movies are best?
For me, I like Marvel a little bit more because it's like it's the better like the superheroes. Don't get me wrong, like DC is good too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That has its moments.
Yeah, it has its moments exactly. But like for me, I like Marvel. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye. You know what I mean? Deadpool. List of heroes I could keep going on and on.
Too many. They have so many number ones, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They have so many guys that have their own movies now, and Black Widow has a movie coming out too, right?
It's supposed to come out hopefully sometime next month.
Well, even Venom's supposed to come out in October. That's a Sony thing. Well, it's still Marvel technically.
Yeah.
It's supposed to come out in October. I don't even know if that's gonna happen.
I don't know either because you never know. Maybe. We'll see what happens.
But just with everything going,
everything going on,
I have no idea.
I know.
But yeah, personally, I would say Marvel too.
Yeah.
There's movies I do like from DC. Like if you want to count the Dark Knight series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like. I guess
They're
it's
really
not the
good.
DC universe, but it's
like
kind of before
it's
that.
All like on standalone Batman story.
Yeah. But if we're gonna count DC, like those movies,
those ones are phenomenal. Yeah,
like
hands
awesome
down,
movies.
The Dark Knight's like,
and the second one, like it's
so
just one of the best superhero movies of all time for sure.
I totally agree.
For sure,
I totally agree.
Right up there with Spider-Man 2. But then Marvel has too many DC will have they have the Flash show. That's cool. They have a show.
I like that show. I watched it every episode. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
that's a really good show.
Superman movies are pretty trash in my opinion now.
Yeah,
I like Superman as a character.
Except for Man of Steel was decent.
Yeah.
Man of Steel was decent.
But then everything after that was kind of meh.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And then Justice League,
well, hopefully now with this new
Zack Snyder cut.
Make it a little bit better.
Hopefully it will be better.
Yeah.
How crazy is that he wanted to make the movie that way?
Yeah, that way.
And then they were basically like, no.
No,
and then,
exactly.
What is it, like 4 years later?
Yeah, now they're making another.
Because it's such a terrible movie.
Like a high demand thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's like honestly crazy.
That I'm excited to actually watch and see what actually happens.
So I also, like I said, I like Batman too, and then but for me, DC doesn't really have anything else that really.
Yeah, it's just pretty much for me. It's just like Batman and the Flash.
Whereas Marvel, now they're making all these standalone movies like Doctor Strange. As a kid, I couldn't care less about Doctor Strange.
Yeah, even the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly, I couldn't care less, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
And now all these movies are coming out, and I like these characters, and I want to watch their own movies,
exactly,
right? Not just them in the Avengers.
Exactly, like for me, I was watching it, I was seeing the commercials for Guardians. I'm like, what the hell is this raccoon that talks? What the hell is this characters? I don't really care. Yeah. And I watched the movie, I'm like, holy hell, it's really good.
And I feel like in comparison, if we're comparing them, DC's movies are very dark.
I totally agree.
So, which is not a bad thing. I like that.
I like that too.
I do like it.
Yeah.
But Marvel does this thing with even with Groot, for example, right?
Yeah.
A silly little thing.
Just says 3 words.
I have a Groot T-shirt out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's such a good character.
Exactly. But all he says is 3 words.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, right?
That's it.
So I feel like it's little things Marvel does to market their characters and make us laugh and that really puts them forward.
Yeah, it has some of the movies it has the comedy in it too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even Guardians is like a comedy movie.
Oh,
basically.
A comedy movie, yeah.
And the soundtrack is amazing.
It's so good, yeah.
You got to make movies like that. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, it keeps people entertained and everything.
Exactly, and I like those dark, even the Amazing Spider-Man I found were made almost like DC movies.
I totally agree.
Right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's backtrack a little bit before we get into that. Let's talk about our favorite movies, and I'll let you go first.
My favorite movies?
So, superhero movies. What would be your
My favorite superhero movie, now to this day, I'll say Avengers: Infinity War.
Really?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah, the first part one. Part one, yeah. Yeah, that one's really good, man.
I remember, I think we watched that in the theater together.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly, we were front row because we got there late.
Yeah,
so I remember we're walking into the theater and you're like, crap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're front row, so we're breaking our necks for 3 hours or whatever. It was a long movie.
Yeah,
right?
it was almost
2.5 hours.
Yeah,
or something?
around there, almost 3 hours.
Breaking our necks for the whole time, and then it ends, and I remember you were like, what?
Yeah.
Right?
And I was like, please, Spider-Man, don't go.
And he's dying.
And he vanished.
And,
he's gone.
and that movie was great from start to finish.
Yeah, it
but
was
the
such
ending
a good
was,
movie.
It's a really good movie. I remember that vividly in the theater, though. Like,
yeah.
I remember he's sitting down and you're like, no. And then you can hear everyone in the
yeah,
theater
it's
like,
oh no.
And then it goes black, and then directed by no,
no, because like he said, he wanted to wipe out the half of the universe.
Yeah,
and he did that
exactly.
That was his accomplishment. He wanted to do this.
There's so many movies that end exactly like how you expect them to end. You know what I mean?
For exactly like this one.
No, but you didn't expect it to end like this, personally.
For me, I did kind of.
I mean, it's part of the story, right? But just the way it just like the bad guy wins, and it ends. I was like, whoa, like that's cool. Like I know you don't really see that often, right?
But at the end of the day, you knew they were gonna come back regardless.
Yeah, of course.
Because when Doctor Strange had that segment, he was like twitching, and it was like 40 million odds and one win.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You can't just throw that in there and then the whole series dies. You know another movie's coming, but for one movie itself to end like that, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. You rarely see that.
And there's a kind of a side note too in the Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
The Doctor Strange says this is the end game now. That's why. That's why the part 2 is called the end game.
And I think I remember Mark Ruffalo, who plays the Hulk.
Yeah.
Called it something else on a talk show.
Yeah, and like kind of a spoiler.
And I think they were gonna call it that. And then they changed it to Endgame or something.
Yeah, they changed it.
The official. I can't remember the whole story, but I think he spoiled what they were originally gonna call it by accident, and then they ended up.
Tom Holland, he's kind of the spoiler type guy too.
Oh my god, yeah. he's such a. If you ever watch his interviews, like it's so much better when he has nothing to spoil.
Exactly.
Like when he's holding nothing in, his interviews are so much better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's all like he's just there like sitting.
Yeah, it's like tight come on, I need to spoil a little something. You know,
he always says something wrong too. Like he said Hydro Man.
Yeah, Hydro Man. Yeah.
But it's not Hydro Man. They're like, Hydro Man. What's that all about? And they're like, and he's like, oh no, I didn't mean that. I didn't. He said it like spoiled it, right? Like without even thinking.
It's like even the first movie when he was finding what the like Vulture was, he was like attacking the boat and it's split in half. It's like we're gonna go in the water and the boat's gonna split in half, and people are like, what part? What?
Yeah.
And he's like,
because it's not in the trailer, right?
He's like, oh damn.
Like, they're like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? So Vulture's the villain?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And even Mysterio, they're like, I thought Mysterio was a bad guy. We all know, if you know Spider-Man, going to that movie, he was going to be a bad guy.
Yeah, because he's just pure illusionist.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But when they're asking him in interviews, he's like, oh no, he's a good guy, and like trying to hold it, right? But it's so obvious, like,
he's the bad guy, yeah.
So obvious.
Like in the 90s cartoon of Spider-Man, which is my favorite.
Oh, come on.
And then like the character Vulture, he was like kind of a wimp, you know.
Wasn't he
mean?
like a kind of like a whiny old
guy? Yeah. He was part of the Sinister Six. And then what happened was that like
Sinister Six is just a bunch of losers.
A bunch of
that got together, can't even work together.
I think the only good like awesome villain that in Sinister Six is actually two. It's Electro and Dr. Octopus.
That's the others are like I've always found Rhino. Sorry to.
No.
I always found Rhino was just so useless. Like,
of course. He's like a juggernaut in the X-Men.
Yeah, and then he just rob a bank and gets stopped, and I was like, what? I don't even care about this.
Who gives a shit?
What is it?
You know what I mean?
Very famous character, but it's like it didn't do it for me. It's like whatever. But what were you gonna say about the '90s cartoon, Vulture?
Yeah, it's like he's like you were saying, he's like a wimp. You know what I mean? And like I didn't like his character, but in the movie of Homecoming,
he's a badass.
Yeah, he was a badass. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And like he was smart. Like I liked how they made it that he had like goals he wanted to like build
achieve
his own
with
empire.
I forgot the alien species that came in the first Avengers movie.
I can't remember, but they
silly,
found the remains. They're making weapons out of it. Yeah, like that's cool to me. Like he has a goal and he's trying to build his own empire, kind of thing. And then, like that's a great backstory. And he doesn't look as wimpy. He looks like he's like strong. Like he could actually cost him damage.
I don't like how they did introduce Shocker though.
No, me neither. And they didn't do it with anything with him after.
Yeah, they didn't do nothing
unless they do
him.
Something now. But it was kind of just like they threw him in there.
Yeah.
I don't like when they throw guys in there. Like Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 are the worst for that. They ruin the movies because of that. They just throw guys in there, and it's like
just throw guys in there.
I don't care about half of them, right? Like I don't.
I totally agree.
Like in Amazing Spider-Man 2, all of Rhino's screen time in the movie is in one of the trailers.
Yeah, and in the end, it's like He shows up for like 5 minutes.
Not even. And he shoots like a couple rockets and the movie's over.
I am Rhino.
Yeah.
And robotic rhinos. Yeah. No thanks.
That movie's not good. But I want to get to that too. I want to say what of our worst, our least favorite superhero movies, or one of the worst ones. And I think I have one that's going to surprise you. But in terms of best, you said Infinity War would be your number one.
Yeah.
For me, still Spider-Man 2 or Endgame, just because it's so different. Like
I agree, and I liked that one too. But like, at first it was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
For me, hands down.
Yeah.
And then it was Infinity War when I watched it. Endgame is still like my top like 3 of the movies I love, like of all Marvel.
Course, yeah.
But like I said before, Infinity War is still my favorite.
It has to be top. Endgame has to be top 3 for anyone.
Oh yeah, for everything. Yeah.
But I think but like what you're saying about Winter Soldier, as the movies were coming out, I think people gravitated to each new one because they were just getting better and better and better. So at one point, your favorite movie probably was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But now in 2020, it's probably Endgame or Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
So I get that too. But for me, going back, Spider-Man 2 just has, for the year it came out, the CG is really good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Especially Spider-Man 1. For the year it came out, like,
for
wow.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
But Spider-Man 2, the CG is awesome. It's funny at times.
Yeah,
really good romance where you're like there's a good love story there.
Yeah, it is.
And like just messed up, like it's like such a good movie.
Yeah, I like that a lot too.
It's a really like just fun movie to watch. So that's why I keep it like
the top
higher on the
Spider-Man 2 is
top
actually
3, I would say. But
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, and then Endgame, of course, like it's just so much happened in that movie. Like it's like awesome movie.
So what's your least favorite?
Least of all time?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could put like a number one least favorite. I'll give you my most frustrating movie. It was Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
because,
I totally agree.
Because, and I'm sure you will agree with this. I'm sure everyone will agree with this. Andrew Garfield. If you ever watched the movie Hacksaw Ridge?
Yes, I have.
With Andrew Garfield?
Yes.
He's an amazing actor. Okay?
That one's really good.
He's an amazing actor.
Yes,
you ever watched The Social Network?
Yeah.
He's an amazing actor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Before Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Yes. Yeah.
He got there. They rode him into a hole.
Yep. Did they?
And gave him nothing to work with, really. He did his best. He was a good actor. This is my problem with the second movie, is they try to jam too much into it. The movie looked amazing. You have a good actor, terrible writing, and terrible, like...
Yeah, just...
Like, you didn't know where you were going.
Yeah, I know.
That's my most frustrating movie, because it looks amazing, and you have probably, if given better scripts and more to work with, probably the best Spider-Man you'd ever have.
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree.
So that's my most frustrating movie. One of my least favorite is probably one of the Fantastic Fours, the original one.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so bad.
Even the new one is really, really
I haven't
bad.
even watched it because I just heard, like, don't waste your time.
It's not even worth it. It was like, literally... I don't know how long the movie was. I just wasted my life watching that piece of crap.
Like, you'll never get that back,
That crap was just crap.
And I remember in an age where, like, Spider-Man really paved the way, like in 2002, for all these new superhero movies.
Yeah.
For Fantastic Four to come out in, 2004 maybe?
Yeah, I think it was 2004.
That garbage, like, the jokes were garbage, and, like, the villain wasn't true to what he actually was.
And in the comics, and, like, just in general, like in the shows, Dr. Von Doom, he's a badass, man. He's
a crazy... In this one, they made him look like he was a whiny little businessman.
Yeah.
Like, kind of... it's just that movie, like... for the time it came out, it's just like
crap.
It's got to be on my top list of least favorite.
Yeah, it was crap.
Yeah. So,
it was so crap. I totally agree.
In terms of yours?
No, it's the same thing as you.
Yeah. Oh, I would also put in like the Justice Leagues and Justice
for the
League.
DC side.
I couldn't get with it.
I totally agree.
I could not.
I totally agree.
Enjoy that.
I know. I totally agree. Like my favorite DC movie. I'll have to say, it is Dark Knight, the second one of the Christopher Nolan movies. I like those ones a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But like, for like almost like canon type, I'll say just Joker.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was good for me. I like that movie a lot because that's how his character is.
I like that movie a lot too. I just don't know if I'd put it. You know what? I did come out of that movie like feeling different. Like,
yeah,
I was like, this made me feel different
because that's how his character is, you know. And
yeah, and it was very like I don't know, Joker and Joker in The Dark Knight is very...
Oh, hands down, Heath Ledger did amazing.
The best.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very, like... I don't know if you can relate to that, because he's leading, like, a crime... He's a crime overlord kind of thing. I don't know if you can relate to that as a person, but it's a cool character, and you're like, I like that. That's cool. But this Joker movie was more like you can relate to it, where it's like, this is just a regular guy, and he bought a gun. And
you know, I'm surprised they didn't add in these movies. It was Nightwing and, like, Robin.
Yeah.
And the new ones, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But I feel like they're getting to that. They're redoing their whole universe, kind of, almost. Like
pretty
DC,
much,
right?
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Like, I understand, like, the Justice League movie, when, or not even, like, Batman v Superman, which is, I don't even want to talk about that one.
No, we don't talk about that either.
Yeah. So pretty much that one, like, the character Robin, which is Jason Todd, Joker killed him, supposedly, and he comes back as, the Red Hood. I believe that's the name. Yeah, Red Hood. I think it is Red Hood, yeah. And, like, Batman has this thing, like, he can't kill people, because that's his thing.
That's his thing.
And Jason Todd kills people.
That's his thing.
That's his thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, other than that, like, yeah, pretty much my favorite one is, like I said before, it's just pretty much Dark Knight Rise. Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, The Dark Knight, sorry.
Returns. You're making your own movies now.
Yeah, I know. Pretty much.
Yeah, I think, Dark Knight, there's movies that I can, and TV shows, I guess, too, that I can rewatch over and over.
Yeah.
And, I mean, not back to back, but, like...
For me, it's The Flash.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
I like The Flash, man.
Have you watched the whole thing?
I watch everything.
Every episode?
Every episode.
And, okay, so tell us about it.
Okay, here's the story. So it was on TV, but it moved to Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix now.
And now, when I was watching on TV, I watched like 3 episodes in. I'm like, this show's boring. I don't want to watch this.
But this is the beginning.
Yeah, this is the beginning. I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll give it a chance. I started watching. I'm like, damn, it's actually really good.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's really good, because it's such a good concept. You have a guy that's from the future, comes back in time. He wants to kill Barry Allen. His name is Ibron Thawne. He's aka Dr. Zoom, aka the Reverse Flash.
Yes.
So what happened was
his
main
villain.
Main villain, yeah. That's like his arch nemesis.
Yes.
So what happened was that he just goes back in time. He wants to kill Barry Allen, but he doesn't succeed because the future Barry Allen goes after him, removes his dad and his father out of the house. Reverse Flash kills his mother, and that's how he becomes the Flash.
Yes.
Right? Well,
and what's cool is they show...
Like, they showed it, yeah.
They show all of this. You probably wouldn't get all of this in the movie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and one other show, like you just said, that you watch 3 episodes and you're like, this is kind of boring, but it's the beginning of a show.
Yeah.
Another show that reminds me of that is Daredevil, if you've ever watched that.
Yes.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
And even Punisher, that when it was on Netflix.
That one was good.
Yes, it was a good show.
That one's good.
But they remind me kind of that where it's like in the beginning it's kind of... Like,
it starts off like slow.
Tiptoeing into things. And
then it starts really slow.
It's a good show
and then after just packs a punch.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Like,
so I think I agree with you on Flash like that. And Flash has been successful. They have so many seasons
it's such a good show, man. Like, it just keeps going on. Like, each season, it just... It gets good. It
keeps getting better and better. Yeah.
But season 5 was okay. But this one, season 6, is getting interesting. But under that, it's all right so far. Right. Yeah.
But I feel like when shows get super popular like that, they have to be good in the time that they're popular.
Unpopular, yeah.
Because
totally
if you go too long, and we've talked about it before, like Walking Dead, you just keep going because you can. It just lose it.
It just loses it.
You
Yeah,
just lose it.
I totally agree.
It's you can't. It's nothing new. Like they take it different routes, but it's not as good as it once was. So I would say for Flash, like just not wrap it up, but like you said, like season 5 was and season 6 is like it's getting good, but like I don't know, but I think that's what happens when you have a really good thing at the beginning, and then because it's so successful, you keep it. You trying to make it longer.
Yeah, make it longer. Yeah.
So I get that for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so just to cap this off, basically, before we move on, let's say definitive number ones. Best Marvel movie, in our opinions.
Okay.
I think we already gave it, but just to cap off this segment.
Yeah.
Best Marvel movies, or best Marvel movie that we like, number 1. Worst one, Marvel. Best DC movie.
And worst one, Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
Like I said before, Infinity War hands down.
There you go.
Least for me is probably, I'll say, Fantastic Four, the second one. Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Oh my god, that movie's so bad.
It's so bad, man.
Yes.
It's so bad.
I agree.
That's my favorite. I mean, that's my least.
That's your least favorite.
That's my least.
What about DC?
DC for me is The Dark Knight. I like that one a lot. Least favorite one, I'll say, is probably, I'll say Batman and Robin.
Oh my god, yeah, that movie's so bad.
Yeah.
Is that the one? That's not the one with Schwarzenegger, is it? Or is that Batman Forever?
I think that's Batman Forever.
Because that one has Schwarzenegger, Poison Ivy.
I think this one has. I think Val Kilmer is the.
Is in this one.
Batman
and Robin. You're right.
And I think it is Enigma and Two-Face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
yeah.
then the other
and
movie
Poison
has,
Ivy. Sorry, Poison Ivy.
The other one is George Clooney.
Yes.
The nipples.
Yeah, the nipples. Oh my
suit, right?
god.
That no. That one's got to be the worst one then. Not Batman and Robin. Are you kidding? The one with the nipples on the suit. That's the worst movie.
Isn't that the one?
With Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, but it's a terrible movie.
So it's Batman Forever?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's one of those two. I don't like.
I think it's Batman Forever with Schwarzenegger, and that would be my choice for worst DC movie.
That one's pretty freaking
because
bad.
That's if you go back and look at the CG of the buildings, it looks like cardboard.
You're right, because Batman Forever had Bane in it. I had
Bane was
Bane.
so stupid looking, right?
Yeah. I had
so
Bane
stupid.
and I had Poison Ivy.
And there was one that had Two-Face in it too.
That was the one I think I mentioned. Batman and Robin,
right?
yeah.
But he was stupid looking too. Like,
oh yeah.
Like who made these movies? And I think it was Michael Keaton. Something happened there, and he took off or whatever.
Oh yeah, Michael Keaton was like hands down the Batman.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Even the car itself.
Oh, it's just so infamous, right?
It's so good, man.
Yeah.
I love that car.
But I think he ended up leaving. Val Kilmer took over, and then it just like.
There's rumors going around. I hope it happens.
Okay.
That he might come back as Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
But aren't they doing new Batmans with
Ben Affleck?
No. Robert Pattinson.
They are. That's the new one. That's the origin story.
Yes, yeah.
But they're gonna make another Batman movie with Ben Affleck. But I think what's gonna happen is that they're gonna make a Flash. The Flashpoint. Sorry, there's a Flashpoint storyline.
Yeah.
Remember I told you about the Justice League. It's called Justice League Flashpoint.
Yes.
They're gonna make a story of, like, putting Michael Keaton Batman in that one.
Ah, yes, I remember this.
I hope they do. That'll be awesome.
Yes.
That'll be awesome because in the.
You know what that would do? Save DC.
It will.
Yeah.
It will.
That would.
It really will save DC. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be
and
really
then,
good.
what happened was that in the show, because they have all this combined shows like Batwoman and The Flash and whatever, Green Arrow and whatever, they made the 5-episode called Crisis on Infinite Earths, and there's a little cameo of the Batman. I think it was like Earth 89 or something.
Yes.
And he's like, I hope you're out there somewhere, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it was that guy who did who was working at the journalist place with I forgot, it was Kim Basinger?
I can't remember.
I forgot his name, but he's in it too.
Yeah.
Well, like, I like stuff like that, like homage. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. So, just to wrap this up too.
Yeah.
My favorite, if we're talking MCU movie, Endgame. But if we're talking Marvel characters, Spider-Man 2. Least favorite, either Fantastic Four, 1 or 2. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. The second one has to be worse, I think.
Yes, I forgot to
it's
mention
you watch it and you're so lost.
I forgot to mention my favorite Marvel character, which is, you already know, is Venom.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh, Venom's... It's not my favorite. It's not even on the list. Top 5 my favorite Marvel movies,
It's just stupid fun.
Exactly. And
you know
that's why
I mean?
people were so mad about it, because they're like, we want it to be this or whatever.
Yeah, Christopher... What was that guy's name?
Tom Hardy?
No, he did a good job as
of course.
Of Eddie Brock. No, the one in Spider-Man 3.
Oh, Topher Grace.
Yeah, Topher Grace. Yeah.
Eric Foreman on that 70s show.
Jesus.
Why would you cast him? I love him as an actor,
Yeah,
but why would you cast Eric Foreman
in that one?
as Venom? So
that's
stupid.
Spider-Man. It's
so dumb.
so stupid, man.
I mean, Spider-Man 3 isn't as bad as people say.
Yeah, but that's true,
but,
too.
Oh, man. They made some mistakes.
I totally agree.
So, I would say, yeah, like Fantastic Four, but there's so many different movies to choose from. My favorite DC movie, I think you can't go wrong with The Dark Knight. It's just so good. You can just rewatch
it's fantastic.
it. Underrated movie though is Batman Begins. I really like Batman Begins. A lot of people don't like it too much, but I really like Batman.
Before I said Joker's my favorite.
Yeah.
But it is. Yeah. But like you said, The Dark Knight, hands down.
Yeah, for sure. Good.
And your least favorite one?
Least favorite one might be like Justice League, because like you watch it and it's just like what is going on?
What's that director? Josh Whedon version?
Yes. Yeah, that one, because no one's seen the other one yet, right?
Yeah.
But and there's now a black suit Superman. Oh my god, there's so much.
That's why.
Hopefully that comes out and we can watch that when it.
Hopefully, because now they have a new subscription. Yeah, you have to get. It's called HBO Max.
Yeah.
But that's stupid.
We get there when we get there. But Justice League for me is just you watch it and your brain melts and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I know.
It's like, yikes.
Yeah.
Another movie. I've been keeping this in my head for the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because it reminded me of Fantastic Four, but it has nothing to do with Marvel, DC. And before we move on, have you watched that Power Rangers movie from 2 years ago?
Oh my god, what the hell happened?
I don't know how long it is, maybe an hour 31 minutes or something, and it was on Netflix, and I was like, I'll watch this, right? Like, I have time.
Yeah.
One day, and I was like, I'll watch this.
I love the Power Rangers. I grew up on the Power Rangers.
You grew up on the Power Rangers?
What the hell happened?
And all kids grow up on different Power Rangers, because they just rebrand every 2 years or whatever.
Oh, they have so many Power Rangers.
I grew up on different Power Rangers that you grew up on, and someone younger than me would grow up on different Power Rangers, different characters, and different stuff. Power Rangers is one of the best ongoing series.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did they do in that movie?
Yeah, what the hell happened?
What happened?
I know.
That none of the characters were true to what they actually were.
Yeah.
The whole premise of Power Rangers is just random teenagers that
just whine all the time.
Exactly, and then they're put in the situation where they have to save the world, basically.
Yeah.
And
Angel Grove.
Right. And the movie's just...
It's bad, man. It's really bad.
I was just thinking about that. It just popped into my head, and I was like, I have to bring this up, because that movie's, bad.
The best scene in that movie is when they go in the freaking... Zords.
And even that to me was
it's playing the theme, the Power Rangers theme.
Yeah.
And that's the best part.
I was like, yes. And that I was like, cool. For 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
An hour and a half movie.
And that.
Yeah. And it was 30 seconds. I was like, cool. And then the rest of the movie just duh.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the hell happened.
What happened there?
I don't know how it happened.